So it's Wednesday night, and I was finally able to finalize everything for my event coming up this Saturday with the client. We had scheduled several different times to talk on the phone and get everything completely finalized, but they've had to cancel. They're police officers, sometimes they work extra long shifts. I totally understand. I do have company in town this week, so I've had to cancel a lot of things that I wanted to do with company to accommodate these reschedules for meetings or whatever, to be in front of my computer on the phone so I could knock this stuff out. Now, don't misunderstand me. I don't start planning an event the week of. I'll have the vital information from the client well before the event. In fact, I had a lot of information for this particular event back in December of 2019. There were just some things that I didn't have, and there were things that they didn't know, and there were things that hadn't been organized yet or put in an order that made sense. That's the stuff that I do week of. I made a post about this on Facebook, just saying that I finally was able to connect with them. And some people chimed in and said, "Look, I don't have this problem because I have a standardized form. I send my clients, and it's to be filled out 3 weeks before the event." I used to do standardized forms as well, but I stopped doing them a long time ago for a couple of different reasons. First of all, the forms didn't always match what the client's vision was. There were times when I'd send out a wedding form, and maybe they didn't think about doing a grand entrance or a cake cutting or a prayer or a garter bouquet toss or whatever, and they'd look at these things that would confuse them. They'd call me back and say, "Hey, what is this? I don't want to do any of this." Even if you explain to them, "Hey, you don't have to do any of this stuff. Do you want it or not?" Yes or no check boxes on your forms or however you do it. It still kind of, I guess, confused the client when there was stuff on there they didn't want on the standardized form. On the flip side of things, started to be additions to things that I didn't have on my form. They were making things up and just putting them wherever and giving me times and directions and things to say that weren't on the form, which was kind of the birth of the custom events, which is what I do. Everything is custom. There is no standardized form because there's no standard event. I did a quinceañera 2 weeks ago. I've never done a quinceañera like that. And I did a wedding before that. I'd never done a wedding like that before. It's like that every week. In fact, the agency that I work for, anytime there is a client that comes through that wants something that's less than, shall we say, standard, I get them because I know how to handle custom events. I know how to take a client's vision and help them realize it, even if their ideas are a little off the beaten path sometimes. I can help them out, coach them, give them a little bit of reality, and make this stuff work where they're happy, yet it's like nothing anybody's ever seen before. And even when I had standardized forms, I ran into this thing where there were always last minute changes. Always. Sometimes multiple changes. I mentioned that I talked to a client a couple hours ago, and we finalized everything. Yet I got 4 text messages after our meeting where they made changes. I don't know how many changes they're going to make tomorrow, but they keep coming, and we're down to the wire. I don't print my custom timelines until the day before the event because every time that I do, I just have to tear it up because I gotta change the timeline and print it again. And if you can organize an event 3 weeks out, I give you credit because I'm not capable of doing that. It's a me problem, I guess, but I can only think about one event at a time. In fact, I got a call today from an event that I have in like 3 weeks, and they were asking, "Hey, everything cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is, but we're not even going to look at this until at least next week." Because if I've got to think about the event I've got coming up Saturday, yet I've got to try to organize this event coming up in 3 weeks, my head will explode. I have to give these events all of my undivided attention the week of. It's like they own me for the week. I don't know. It's just how it works in my world. And I know some of you have other systems that work well for you, and that's good, that you have a system that works. But this is where I'm at, and this is what I do. That's it. Just a quick video for you. I appreciate you watching. And we'll have a gig log coming up I don't know if it's going to be this weekend or maybe early next week. It's the 4th of July. I've got plans with the family on the 4th, the day after the event. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have to edit and post a gig log, but I'll get it up as soon as possible. In the meantime, again, thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you then. Practice and enjoy.